lovelies, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as always, if you haven't been here before, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future flows. And also, happy International Yoga Day. So for those that don't know, earlier on today, I taught a live mindful flow class to kind of celebrate today. And in case you missed it or in case you want to come back to it later, I thought I'd record it, put it on YouTube so it's there for you whenever you need it. So today is going to be a mindful flow class. So just to kind of explain what this class is in case you don't know. It's a class of my own design, although I'm aware teachers teach similarly or similar class to this. And it's a real blend of yoga and dance. So we work through a real creative sequence where the poses are really creatively sequenced together so we can move from one pose to the other, transitioning seamlessly from one pose to the other. And the magic is actually really in the transitions where it's often not a transition you would expect perhaps. And we bring a couple of dance-like gestures in there just so the flow really enables us to kind of worry less on what the pose looks like, what pose is coming next, because obviously as we repeat it, we become a little bit more familiar. And it allows us to really get out of our heads and into our bodies and move in a state of real, true awareness. We're not worrying about anything else. We're not even worrying about what is coming up next. We're really focusing on that moment right now, the pose that we're in right now before we move seamlessly onto the next. And it's a real beautiful practice. So again, I've got another creative sequence for you today. It's for all levels. However, I would normally say for mindful flow and for yoga dance practices to have a sort of basic knowledge of yoga, but for this one I have kind of catered it to beginners as well, so the poses aren't that too challenging, and nor are the transitions. So I hope that sounds okay. We're going to get started in just a moment. But before we do, I also want to talk about affirmations for this practice. We're going to work a little bit with an affirmation. And that's instead of an intention. I know in some classes we start with an intention and it's something that we wish for ourselves or we wish to happen either inside our practice or beyond our practice. And an affirmation is different to that because it's something that we have or something that we are right here, right now, even if we don't quite really feel it yet. So your affirmation today, it's your choice, but I want it to simply start with I am. And it's got that real positive stamp on it. I am. Could be anything you choose. I am strong, I am capable, I am safe, I am creative, anything you choose, something that perhaps you really feel like you need to tell yourselves today, you really need to remind yourselves today, something that resonates with you, anything at all. There's a whole multitude of words you can pick, and yeah, make it true to yourself. I feel like we live our lives and we go through decades of our lives telling ourselves that we can't do things, we're not strong enough, we're too weak, we're unable, I'm too busy. We go through a whole lifetime of that. And we end up really believing it and limiting ourselves. So I kind of want to flip the switch and change that up and get you really believing that yes, you are capable, you are safe, you are okay. And the more we kind of repeat it and affirm it to ourselves, the more we allow that to become a reality and to become true. Okay, so as we're coming into our practice, maybe have a little think about what your affirmation for today might be. You don't have to decide right now. It may happen throughout the practice where, yes, actually, this is what I needed to tell myself. So have a few moments now. Think it over, mull it over, and we're going to start to settle into our practice today. And we're going to start in a child's pose. So when you're ready, just make your way over to your mat. As always for child's pose, depending on your bodies today, you might like to keep the legs together, or you might like to create a little bit of space for the belly to rest in between the thighs by separating the knees out towards side. Big toes come together to touch, and then you walk the fingertips out in front to gently bring the forehead down towards the mat. And just take a moment to arrive here. Take a moment to simply breathe and be. And perhaps the eyes are still open for a couple of moments here. Maybe they're slowly drifting to a close. And gradually just seeing if we can close off the eyes, close off the outside world, and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you for your practice today. Perhaps letting go of any thoughts to do with your day, to do with yesterday, and to do with tomorrow. And just taking the time to really be present in the here and now. Maybe we take a few moments just to check in, ask ourselves how we are feeling today. Ask ourselves how we are really feeling. Go deep beneath the surface. Be really honest with yourselves here. Be honest with how you are feeling. Maybe you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. Maybe you're feeling anxious or apprehensive. Starting our practice and really honouring the practice by honouring ourselves first of all, being true to ourselves and true to our feelings. And then gradually starting to allow that affirmation to filter into our mind. I am. I am strong. I am calm. I am here. I am ready. I am safe. I am capable. I am free. I am. I am. And maybe there's a couple of words there that stand out for you. Feel free to repeat them, maybe even say them out loud. Affirm it in your mind's eye, keep repeating it until it no longer feels unfamiliar. Keep repeating it until you believe it with your whole being. Believe it with your whole heart. I am. Maybe you even start to connect your affirmation to your breath. So as you breathe in all of that positivity, that affirmation, that knowledge and knowing that you are all that you are thinking right now. And then as you exhale, letting go of all that you are not, or all that you have perhaps held on to, or all that you perhaps believed you are not. Know that in this moment, right here, right now, I am. Allow those words to fill up the mind entirely. Allow it to occupy every cell of your being. Perhaps it's even vibrating through you right now, charging up the body with that positive energy. And notice how this affirmation has an effect on the body here. Maybe the body softens that little bit more. Maybe we let go more into our mat to know that the mat is there to support you now. Notice how the breath is responding here also. Maybe we can breathe that little bit more freely, that little bit more deeply. Take a moment to follow your intuition here, follow your breath, listen to your body. Listen to how it's responding. Listen to what it's telling you. And then when you're ready, taking the biggest breath in we've had all day. Take a nice big inhale in. And exhale it all out. Beautiful. Ever so slowly and mindfully, just start to bring the body up, bring it up to a tabletop position. So lightly press down through the palms, bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, nestle those knees back underneath the hips. And maybe we have a little sway from side to side here, a little wiggle in the hips, arriving at this sturdy tabletop position onto your hands and onto your knees. Keep a little bit of free movement here, just settling into this position here. Lovely, well done. And then when you're ready, just moving with the breath, moving through our cat and cow. So inhale to lift the heart, lift the chest, slight dip in the belly as you arch. And exhale, tucking the chin down towards the chest, press the ground away, reach out through the back of the shoulder blades. Beautiful. And just connecting to this simple movement. If you're quite well versed in your practice, you'll know this cat and cow movement. You'll be quite familiar with this movement. But try not to shorten it here. Try not to get too complacent here. Keep finding the full range of movement. Finding that nice full inhale, that stretch across the abdominals. And that lovely full exhale as you press the ground away. Finding that lovely curve through the spine. Beautiful, well done. And just continue to marry the movement to your breath. Notice how the air feels as it travels in through the nose, down to the throat, filling up the lungs entirely with all that clean, fresh air. As you exhale, notice how we let go of any tiredness, any dullness, anything that's been holding on to us. Lovely, well done. Okay, and then maybe as we move through this cat and cow in your own pace, feel free to stay with this kind of familiar pattern, or maybe we find the space to break free a little bit. Maybe we find a few side bends here and there, finding a little bit more free movement. Maybe we even draw circles with the ribcage through space, softening through the elbows. Feel free to relax through the back of the neck, so also warming up the neck here. Press down through the fingertips to protect your wrist. Lovely, well done. So straight away, it's nothing too precise in this movement, just finding that little bit of space, that little bit of freedom just to play. And even if you feel unsure, remind yourselves, I am capable. Okay. Lovely, well done. And keep staying with the breath. Use the breath to help energize the body here. Lovely, well done. Keep moving, keep finding and creating more space. Beautiful. Maybe we start to include or send the body back through a little child's pose here, and then inhale, rise back up. Lovely, well done. And maybe we start to connect that in a little bit of a flow. So as you exhale, melt the hips back towards the heels. Inhale as you rise on up. Lovely, exhale. Just finding a little bit more fluidity in the spine. Lovely. Imagine your spine is almost a snake here, how it ripples, how it curves. Lovely, finding that snaky spine. Okay. Few more breaths with this. Nice big inhales. Nice big exhales. Don't worry about what the movement looks like. Focus on how it feels. Beautiful. Okay. One more inhale. And as you exhale, melt to the hips back towards your heels, coming back through a child's pose, and then slide the fingertips towards you, slowly rising on up to kneeling. Lovely, well done. Slide the hands up the thighs. Inhale, lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. Exhale, reach the fingertips towards your knees, tuck the chin down towards the chest, find another curve. Lovely, we're just going to do that twice more. Inhale, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest. And exhale, curve. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lovely, well done. We're going to start to move the whole body a little bit more now. So inhale, find that nice tall neutral spine, sweep the arms up, lift the hips away from the heels, grow tall here, ground down through the shins. And as you exhale, bring the hands down towards your lower spine, fingertips point down towards the ground. As you inhale, squeeze the elbows towards you, lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest, taking a little half camel here, so a little push of the hips forwards. And then as you exhale, release back down, walk the hands out in front, finding a tabletop position once more. And from here, we'll take one more round of cat-cow. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, find a curve. Ground down through the left shin. Inhale, neutral spine, send the right leg back. Press that right heel back behind you. As you exhale, squeeze that right knee in towards the chest. Imagine you're sending that right knee all the way towards your nose. And then softly step that right foot forwards in between the hands. Take a moment to brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the chest, lift the arms. Low lunge. Perhaps you stay nice and lifted here. Or maybe you exhale, creep those right toes further forwards and glide the hips forwards and down, getting that little stretch down the front of the left hip flexor there. If this is too much for you, feel free to scale it back. Beautiful. Keep reaching up through the fingertips here. And as you exhale, bringing the hands down on the inside of that right leg and heel toe that right foot out towards the right long edge of your mat, turning the toes out slightly. Right knee is over the right ankle, and just have a little bit of sway from side to side. So that movement we had at the beginning, that free movement, maybe that's still echoing here. Maybe, again, continue to find a little bit of snaky spine, perhaps. Moving the head, moving the neck. Lovely, well done. All the time moving whilst we're getting that stretch, that opening in the hips. Okay. And then ground down through your left hand. Right hand comes towards the inside edge of the right knee. And you're gently going to push that right knee away. Come to the outside edge of the right foot. And again, still sink the hips forwards and down here. Lift up through the heart. Have an inhale. And have an exhale. Beautiful. As you come back through center, right hand comes back down. Gently slide that right leg away next to left so the knees come together again. And then creep the fingertips a little bit further forwards. Hips stay level over your knees. Exhale, take a puppy dog pose. So melting the forehead, maybe even the chest comes down towards the mat. Press the shoulders down, reach the fingertips forwards. Have one more inhale. And as you exhale, again, glide the hips back towards your heels, slide the fingertips towards you, and gently rolling up through the spine, back to kneeling, hands slide up the thighs, inhale, lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. Exhale, reach the fingertips towards your knees, find that curve. So repeating that all again on the other side, twice more with this. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, curve. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lovely, well done. Inhale, find that tall neutral spine. Lift the hips away from the heels. Rise on up, sweep out through the fingertips. Exhale, bring the hands down to support your lower spine. Inhale, lift up through the heart, squeeze the elbows together, push the hips forwards. And then exhale, gently release, bring the hands forwards, back out to your tabletop. One round of cat-cow here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curve. Inhale, neutral spine, ground down through the right knee. Send the left foot back, energy out through that left heel. Keep the length in the back of the neck. Exhale, squeeze that left knee in towards the chest, all the way towards your nose maybe. And then softly step that left foot forwards. If you need to guide it there, feel free to do so. When you're ready, brush the fingertips along the mat, lift the chest, lift the arms into your low lunge. And as you exhale, maybe you sink that little bit further forwards and down. Beautiful. Making sure we're not just collapsing here. Keep that lift, keep reaching out through the fingertips. Beautiful. Exhale, hands come down on the inside of that left leg. And again, we heel toe that left foot out towards side. Toes turn out slightly. Left knee is over that left ankle. Into this kind of easy lizard pose, and just bring that little bit of free movement back in. Lovely. Keep that slow and steady breath. So any tension that may exist in the body, just see if we can really let that go. Use your breath to help you. Lovely. Ground down through the right hand. Left hand comes to the inside of that left knee. Inhale as you push that left knee away. Come to the outside edge of the left foot and glide the hips down. Lift up through the heart. And exhale. Gently bring that left hand back down towards the mat. Slide that left foot back next to right. Beautiful. Inhale as you creep the fingertips forward. Hips stay level with your knees. And exhale, bowing down to your puppy dog pose. Lengthen both sides of the body. Lovely, well done. Exhale, gently rolling all the way back through your child's pose, rising up to kneeling. Beautiful, well done. As you arrive here, take a nice little shoulder roll. Inhale, lift the shoulders forwards and up. Exhale, back and down. Lovely, well done. I'm going to walk the hands out in front again. Press down through all 10 fingertips, tucking all 10 toes under. As you inhale, send the hips towards the sky, belly back to your thighs. Keep a nice deep bend in the knees for a moment before we come into our full downward facing dog. So we're really finding that lovely length throughout your spine, sending the tailbone towards the sky, pressing down through all 10 fingertips. And when you're ready, when the body is telling you that it's ready, maybe we start to find a little bit of length down the back of the legs. And maybe the heels meet the mat, or maybe they don't quite. Lovely. And as you arrive in your downward facing dog, again, keep that little bit of free movement going. So whatever feels naturally or feels natural to you right here, right now. So maybe it's a soft and subtle little bend in the knees, a few gentle movements here. Or maybe you're moving a little bit more extravagantly. Maybe you're getting that nice deep bend in the knees one at a time, or even both at the same time. Maybe you've got a little twist in the hips from side to side. Beautiful. So as I say, whatever feels good for you right here, right now. Don't feel as though you have to do the movement just because I'm doing it. Listen to your own bodies. Listen to what it's telling you. Beautiful. Okay, have one more inhale here. One more exhale. Inhale, looking forwards towards your fingertips, bend the knees. Your choice, you can take one giant step to the top of your mat, or maybe you take a bunch of little ones, walking heel to toe, taking your time as you walk the feet forwards. Beautiful. So the feet arrive hip distance apart, toes pointing forwards, and take a moment to really soften and fold over the legs. So maybe you take a ragdoll, bringing the hands towards opposite elbows here, swaying the torso from side to side, keeping that little echo of free movement, exactly like you had in your down dog. Lovely, well done. Release through the back of the neck, so you're sending the crown of the head down towards the mat. Okay. Have one more inhale here. One more exhale. Beautiful. Release the arms down towards the mat. Inhale, have a lovely halfway lift. So bring the fingertips towards your shins, lifting the chest to become parallel towards the ground, shining the crown of the head forwards, tailbone back. Then as you exhale, we ripple all the way back down. Beautiful. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Fingertips to your shins, zipping up through the spine. Find that length. Exhale, ripple back down. Third and final time. Inhale, zipping on up. Exhale. Beautiful. From here, have a nice deep bend in both knees and tucking the tailbone under, gently rolling up through the spine, stacking up bone by bone. Let the fingertips kind of trace up the legs here. The head is the final thing to lift, and we send those shoulders down and away. Beautiful. Well done. Okay, standing up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards and up. Find that nice long line throughout the whole body. Then as you exhale, just taking, again, hold of opposite elbows here. Making sure we're not finding a back bend already here. So making sure we're not flaring out in the rib cage here. Knit the rib cage together, tuck the tailbone under. Find that nice long line. Then as you exhale, rooting down through both feet, push the hips towards the right, tilt the body to the left or tilt the torso to the left. So you're finding a nice big side body stretch down through that right hand side, breathing into that side body there. Lovely, well done. Okay, have an inhale and have an exhale. Inhale, come all the way back through center. And exhale, push the hips towards the left to tilt the torso to the right. Beautiful, well done. Okay, keep the arms in line with your ears here. Lovely, and on your next inhale, come all the way back through center. Reach the arms up, grow tall. Exhale, press the arms down, and again bring your hands towards your lower spine, so similar to what we did in kneeling. Fingertips are pointing down towards the ground here. Root down through the feet. Inhale, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest, squeeze the elbows together, lightly push the hips forward so we find a gentle back bend here. So key thing to notice, before we take the back bend, make sure we find that lift, press the ground away, send the heart towards the sky. Lovely, well done. Okay. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Make sure we can still breathe freely here. If the breath feels restricted, maybe we've gone too far. Have one more inhale. And one more exhale. Inhale. Gently come all the way back through center, correcting the spine, and come back to that neutral spine. Beautiful, well done. Okay, from here, so we're going to come into the sequence now. So we're going to look at it nice and slowly. So typically in a mindful flow class, we will repeat the sequence 3 times, and by the time we get to the 3rd round, hopefully we are a little bit more familiar and we really allow the body to just flow through. Okay, so we're going to come into the 1st round and we're going to start nice and slow. So for this sequence, you're actually going to face the long edge of your mat. I'm going to have a look at flipping this video, so making sure it's mirrored for you. So this is your left and this is your right, okay? Just so it's nice and clear for everyone. So perhaps you need to adjust yourself, make sure you can still see me quite clearly. I should have said at the beginning also, this is a mandala sequence. So we're going to take a nice journey around our mats today. So we're going to work in a nice big circle. It will make sense as we go. Okay, so standing nice and tall in the center of your mat, facing the long edge. Just take a moment to breathe. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. From here, you're going to step with your left foot towards the side. You're going to sweep the arms up, step the right foot to cross behind the left, and just bring the right toes down towards the mat behind you. As you do this, arms sweep all the way up, and you're going to bring the backs of the hands together. So this is a nice dancey kind of pose. It's nothing particularly yoga about it, but it looks nice and pretty. Bring the backs of the hands together, and again, you kind of push the hips towards the right here, finding another nice big side body stretch here. From here, just make sure you're not kind of collapsing that right foot into the ground here. Make sure you're lengthening out through those right toes, just so we're not damaging the ankle at any point there. Lovely, well done. Grow tall. This is your inhale. Then as you exhale, you release the arms down. You're going to take a step to the right with that right foot. Depending on how much space you have this way, if you have got a lot of space, take a real nice big step there. So again, you're kind of launching yourself that way. If you've got limited space like me, kind of minimize your steps slightly. Okay, so we inhale here. As you exhale, you step forwards, bring the hands out into a T shape. Okay, so you're going to take this nice and slow. Have a little softness in that right knee. Keep reaching forwards with the right fingertips. Transition the weight into that right leg. And then maybe we take a little tilt here, so we float that left leg off, keeping this nice T shape with the arms. Imagine your back is flat up against the wall behind you here. And it's up to you. You might just take a little tilt, so you might be down here. You might be going a little bit further, as if the fingertips are going to meet the mat here. It's entirely up to you. So this is a half moon. Beautiful. Take a full round of breath here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Lovely. As you inhale, reach up through the left fingertips. This takes a lot of control. So take your time with your balance here. Pointing towards or facing towards the top of your mat here. Drag the fingertips up the body. Keep grounding down through the right foot. Lengthen the left leg out in front. Actually, that's an option. So you can keep that left knee bent if you prefer. Or if you really want to activate down that left leg, point the toes forward and lift that left leg as high as you can. Fingertips pointing up. Beautiful, well done. Okay, have an inhale here. And have an exhale. From here, we grow nice and tall. And then we allow ourselves to melt. So you're going to start to dive the heart forward. So dive the heart forward, sweep the arms back slightly. Sending that left leg back. Have an inhale. Exhale, keep melting. Bring that left foot with control down towards the mat here. Keep melting, softening that left knee. So really nice and controlled. We bring ourselves down. So again, take your time with that. Bring that left knee down, untuck those left toes. Take a moment to pour the heart forwards. Brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the heart, lift the chest into our low lunge. So exactly like we did at the beginning, we can stay nice and upright here. Or we can exhale and sink down into those hips. Your choice. Lovely, well done. Okay. We hold here just for an inhale. And just for an exhale. From here, left hand comes down towards the mat. Keep reaching that right arm all the way up. Find a revolved low lunge here. So we keep that back knee down. Lovely, well done. Keep reaching up through the right fingertips, pressing down through the left, stacking that right shoulder on top of the left. Beautiful. Have an inhale here. And have an exhale. Now from here, ground down through the left side body here. With control, you're going to send that right leg all the way to the back. Reach that right arm forwards, right leg back. So you find a modified half moon now, okay? So again, make sure that left wrist is underneath the left shoulder. Left knee is underneath the left hip. And really root down through that left shin there. Beautiful. Have an inhale here. As you exhale, choice is yours. You might like to hold here, or you might like to bend in that right knee and the right elbow. Reach the right hand around. Maybe we take hold of the right toes here. So if this doesn't happen for you, feel free to stay here and we can skip that out, okay? If you've got to here, all that we do is inhale, send that right leg back, lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest, push the hips forwards. Beautiful. So we find a nice opening here and we take a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, we ever so gently release. And we find this nice long line again. So we stretch that right arm forwards and the right leg back. Lovely. As we exhale, drop that right foot towards the ground. Reach the right arm up. This is where you're going to use a little bit of core work here. So imagine something's pulling you up from your right fingertips. Left fingertips start to float away from the mat. Keep that T shape. Beautiful. So you're facing the right-hand side. You're balancing on your left knee. Turn those right toes to point up towards ceiling and take a lovely gate pose. So right hand either comes down towards the right thigh or the right shin. Left hand floats up. Try to avoid this right knee if you can. So we try to avoid putting any unnecessary pressure on that right knee. So taking a gate pose and finding another nice big side body stretch through the left hand side this time. Lovely, well done. I hope you're all still with me this far. Now don't worry if it feels a little bit confusing. As I say, we're going to go over it a couple of times. Have an inhale and have an exhale. From here, start to lift the chest back up. You bend into that right knee. This is one of those slightly complicated transitions. So you bend into this right knee. Bring the hands down to frame that right foot. Pivot on this left knee to bring that left foot back behind you. And then you lift the left knee away from the mat. So you're now facing the back of your mat here. Beautiful. Press the palms down. You're going to step that right foot all the way back next to left, coming into a downward facing dog. And actually, let's take a moment to pause here. Take a moment to lift the hips towards the sky. Press the belly back to your thighs. Oh, sorry if you heard that beeping outside. That was a nice interruption to our class. Thank you, neighbours. Beautiful. Take a nice big inhale here. And a nice big exhale. Okay, grounding down through your right foot. Take a nice big inhale. You're going to float the left leg towards the sky. Keep the hips square here if you can. So try not to be tempted to open out in the hip here. Lift up from the inner left thigh. As you exhale, squeeze that left knee in towards the chest. Inhale. And with your exhale, softly step that left foot forward. So if you need to guide it there, feel free to do so by taking hold of the ankle and stepping it a little bit further forward. Okay, so in our runner's lunge facing the back of our mat, just take a moment to lift it through the heart, lift it through the chest. Imagine you want to peel the belly away from this front thigh, so we're really activating through our back muscles and through our core. Then as you exhale, walk the hands around the right hand side to the right long edge of your mat. Pivot the feet so the toes point in, heels out, and you come into a wide legged forward fold. So depending on how our body is feeling today, you may comfortably bring the hands down towards the mat. Maybe you need to have a little bend in the knees here, or maybe you need to bring the hands towards your hips and come up a little bit higher. So feel free to modify here, make the pose kind of comfortable for you here. Maybe we're still warming the body up, so maybe there's a little less space here. And you can also bring a little bit of movement in. Maybe there's a little sway from side to side. Beautiful. If the impulse for you to move is there, don't feel as though you have to ignore it, okay? Take a nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Lovely. From here, inhale, lift the chest, press the ground away, bend the knees. You're going to heel toe the feet back towards the center, so you come to a standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, create space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, roll all the way up. So again, the head is heavy, the arms hang heavy, and we come all the way back to standing, back where we started, and we send those shoulders down and away. So we've already done the first round on the first side, and we're going to work it out on the second side. So this time, you're going to step with your right foot. So you step your right foot to the right, start to sweep the arms up towards the side, inhale as you go, cross the left foot back behind you, lengthen out through that left leg, bring the backs of the hands together and find this lovely side body stretch through that left hand side. Beautiful, nice big smile here. As you exhale, you gently float the arms down and you step that left foot over to left. Now remember, you're going to transition the weights into that left leg. Find a T-shape with the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, find a tilt. Remember, it's up to you how far you want to go. So keep that T-shape with the arms. Maybe you come down a little bit further. Beautiful, well done. Full round of breath. If you feel a little bit wobbly today, do not worry. Embrace all of those wobbles. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to lift the chest. So the right arm is going to float on down, right leg or right foot kind of brushes along the mat here. Drag the fingertips up the body as you sweep the arms up. Either keep this right knee bent or you lengthen that right leg towards the back. Beautiful. Keep engaging and lifting that right leg nice and high. From here, as you exhale, have a moment to melt. So you melt the arms down. Send that right leg back. Lovely. Dive the chest down. Sweep the arms back. Take a little airplane posture. We're not here for too long. Inhale. Exhale. Soften into that left leg with control. Step the right toes back. Ooh, and again with control. Soften in that back knee. Calmly bring yourselves down. Lovely. Well done. So the key thing is to work slowly through that bit. The more we rush, the more likely we are to fall. So again, do take your time. And remember what I say, embrace all of those wobbles. It's all part of the process, okay? From here, we've arrived down at our mats. We pour the heart forward, brush the fingertips along the mat, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale, maybe we sink the hips forward and down. Lovely, well done. Keep lifting it through the heart, pushing the hips forwards, full round of breath here. Exhale. Right hand comes down on the inside of the left leg, reaching the left fingertips up, revolved low lunge here. Keep pressing the ground away through that right hand. Have an inhale and have an exhale. From here, ground down through your right foot. Slowly start to send the left foot back, reaching the left arm forwards. Lovely. So you come into this modified half moon. Lovely. Well done. Beautiful. Keep sending energy out through the left fingertips and that left heel. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, you can hold here, or maybe you bend in that left knee and the left elbow. Reach back. Maybe you find the toes. And then inhale. Send the toes away from you. Lift it through the heart. Lift it through the chest. Beautiful. Find that lovely, nice opening. Feel that expansion across the heart space there. Inhale once more. Exhale with control, you gently release and you find that nice long line again. Lovely. So if you skip that, we'll meet you back here. Beautiful. Exhale, send that left foot down towards the ground. Sweep the left arm up. Imagine something's pulling you up by your left fingertips. Use your core here. Float the right fingertips away from the ground so you're facing towards the left-hand side or facing towards the back. And you reach those left toes up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes towards your thigh or your shin. And you reach the right fingertips up and over into your gate pose. Beautiful, well done. Okay, lovely. So we're working our way around in a circle the other way. Beautiful, well done. Have an inhale here. And have an exhale. From here, inhale, lift ever so slightly so we can bend into that right knee. And then we bring the hands down to frame that left foot, pivot on that right knee so you send that right foot straight back behind you and lift the right knee. From here, plant down through the palms, step the left foot back next to right, hips towards the sky, downward facing dog. And again, we take just a moment to pause here. Beautiful, well done. Okay, so we're very nearly there. Take a few nice big inhales. Again, remember, if you want to continue some movements here, feel free to do so. Lovely, and here we go. Ground down through the left foot. Inhale, right toes lift. Exhale, squeeze the right knee in with control. Softly step that right foot forwards. Take a moment to lift the chest, engage through the spine. Exhale, walk the hands down the left hand side, pivot the feet into that wide leg forward fold. So again, all of those same modifications apply here. So you can have a bend in the knees, you can bring the hands towards your hips. Do feel free to adjust the posture to suit your needs here. It's not kind of one size fits all. Adjust the posture, adjust the sequence so it's accessible to you. And keep a little bit of movement in should you wish. Lovely, well done. If you are comfortably in your wide leg forward fold, maybe you bring the heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet, making sure we're releasing through the back of the neck and sending the tailbone towards the sky. Lovely. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, press down through the palms, lift the chest. Heel toe the feet back through center, bend the knees as much as you need to here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, roll all the way up. Beautiful, and that is the first full round done on both sides. We're going to come straight into the second side, so stepping with your left foot. Here we go. Connecting the pose a little bit more now. Right foot steps behind the left, sweep the arms up. Inhale, keep reaching, find that nice big reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, release back down, step the right foot towards the side. Reach the arms out into a T shape, keep reaching. Float that left leg up so it's just a smooth transition there. Smooth shift of weight. Lovely, come down as far as you want to go. Exhale. Lovely, float that left hand down, left leg down. Brush that left foot along the mat, trace the fingertips up the body. Either bend that left knee as you lift it up, or you straighten that left leg. Inhale here. Exhale, let's melt. Let the breath just start to carry you through. So you dive the chest down. Beautiful. Sweep the arms back into your airplane pose. See if we can find that nice long line where you dive the chest down as low or as high as your left leg is lifted. Beautiful. So you've got this nice long line from the crown of your head to the heel of that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, continue to melt. Step, softening that right leg. Step the left leg to the back. Soften that left knee down with control. And then pull the heart down. Brush the fingertips along the mat. Lift the heart. Lifting the arms, or creeping those toes a little bit further forward. Exhale, sink. Beautiful, well done. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down, right hand reaches up. Find that little twist in the body. Inhale here. Exhale, ground down through the left hand side. Send that right leg back, right arm forwards. Nice long line. Inhale. Exhale, either hold here or maybe you send that right hand back to take hold of the right toes. Inhale as you lift. Whoop, she says, falling over. So as I say, embrace all of those wobbles. Inhale as you lift. And exhale, gently release. Find that long line again. Beautiful. From here, right foot comes down towards the ground. Reach the right arm up. Use your core. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Rise on up, lift those right toes. Exhale, right foot the right thigh or the right shin. Reach the left fingertips up, beautiful, into your gate pose. So hopefully this is making a little bit more sense now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Bend into that right knee, bring the hands down to frame that right foot. Send that left foot back, lift the left knee, runner's lunge. And exhale, right foot's back next to left, downward facing dog. Beautiful, well done. Let's take a full round of breath here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Ground down through the right foot. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, squeeze the left knee in. Softly step it forward. Back into that runner's lunge on the other side. Lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands around to the right, pivot the feet, wide leg forward fold. Beautiful. So your choice, bring some movement in, or maybe find some steadiness. Okay. Inhale, lift the chest, heel toe the feet back together. Beautiful, well done. Inhale, have a halfway lift, create that space. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up. You are officially halfway there. So we're going to go straight in to the other side. So you're going to step with your right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Cross the left leg behind the right. Point those toes, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, melt down. Step the left foot to the left. Reach the arms out, find that T shape. And float into that tilt. Lovely, well done. Slowly tilting down as far as you want to go. Inhale as you start to rise, so you're facing the back of your mat. Fingertips trace up the body. Inhale. Exhale, extend that right leg if you wish. Beautiful. Exhale, melt. Dive in the chest down into your airplane pose. Stretch the fingertips back behind you. Exhale, continue to melt, soften in the left knee, step the right leg back. Beautiful, soften that right knee all the way down towards the mat with control, brush the fingertips, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, low lunge. Well done, beautiful, inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand reaches up. So we're working our way through, we're nearly there. Exhale. Inhale, ground down to the right hand side, send that left leg back, left arm forward. Nice long line, inhale. Exhale, hold here or find that nice big stretch, taking hold of the left foot. Inhale, lift, beautiful, well done. And exhale, gently release. So that stretches just for a moment before we move to the next. Gently drop that left foot down, reach the left arm up. Inhale, keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching, find that T shape. Exhale into your gate pose. Lovely, well done. Lovely. So we're finding that flow just about now. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up. Bend into that left knee, bring the hands down. Send the right leg back, lifting that right knee. Left foot steps back next to right, down dog. Oh, maybe take your mat with you. Inhale and exhale. We keep it going. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, squeeze the right knee in, softly step it forwards. Lovely, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands round, wide leg forward, fold. Lovely, well done. Full round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, heel toe the feet towards one another, hip distance apart. Lovely, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, roll all the way up. We're going to take a pause before we go into the third and final round. Lovely, so just arrive in standing for me, send those shoulders down and away. Okay, so as I say, we're coming into the third and final round. So if you're still feeling a little bit unsure, feel free to maybe pause the video, go back, go over a few things, clarify it for yourselves. You can spend as much time on this as you wish. And again, the more confident and comfortable you become with the sequence, the more you can really allow yourselves to let go, okay? So here we go, third and final round. We're going to do one side straight as the other and just see how we get on. So left foot first, okay? So let's step in that left foot over to the left. Inhale, reach. So we're going to move a little bit quicker. Exhale, melt, step the right foot down. Transition the weight, tilt, beautiful. Exhale. Inhale, start to rise, lift the chest, fingertips up the body, maybe you extend that left leg. Exhale, we melt, find that airplane pose, lovely, well done, inhale. Exhale, right knee bends, step that left leg back, slow and controlled, try not to rush it, brush the fingertips along the mat, inhale. Exhale, sink into that low lunge, beautiful. Left hand down, right hand up. Exhale, ground down to the left hand side, find that nice long line, send that right leg back, right arm forwards. Exhale, maybe you take that option to take hold of the right foot, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Right foot down, inhale, reach, find that T-shape, grow, grow, grow. Exhale, gate pose, find that nice big side body stretch. Inhale, rise back up. Bend into that right knee, bring the hands down, step the left foot back. Lovely, from here, step the right foot back, next to left. Down dog, straight away, float that left leg up. Exhale, left knee in. Step it forward towards the top of your mat, lift the chest. Exhale, wide leg forward, fold, beautiful. Take a full round of breath here, inhale. And exhale. Lovely, bend the knees, heel toe the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise all the way up. Beautiful, coming back to standing, we're going to make our way straight onto the other side. Step the right foot, cross the left leg behind. Inhale, reach, beautiful, well done. Exhale, melt down, left foot steps forward or steps to the side. Float into that tilt, beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg and right arm floats down. And brush the fingertips up the body. Maybe you extend that right leg. Exhale, melt, dive the heart down. Lovely. Keep grounding down through the entire surface of that left foot. Exhale, soften in the left leg, step the right toes back. With control, you lower that right knee, brush the fingertips, lift the chest, lift the arms. Exhale, melt into that low lunge. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left hand up. Find that twist. And exhale, send that left leg back, left arm forwards, modified half moon. Exhale, hold here or find that stretch, taking the bind of the left foot. And exhale, release. Left foot steps back, lifting that left arm, keep reaching, keep reaching. Beautiful, rise on up to that T shape. Exhale, lift the left toes, take that gate pose. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, bend into the left knee, press the palms down, send that right leg back, lift the right knee. As you step that left foot back next to right in down dog, straight away lift that right leg. Exhale, right knee in. Softly step it forwards, inhale, lift it through the heart. Exhale, wide leg forward, fold, beautiful, well done. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, pause here for a few moments, beautiful, well done. And that is all 3 rounds done. So take a moment here, enjoy that stretch down the back of the legs, maybe you have a little wiggle from side to side. Okay, couple more breaths, inhale. And exhale. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bend the knees, heel, toe the feet slightly together, not all the way together, maybe about hip, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then all you're going to do is bend the knees, toes pointing out, taking a little malasana, a little squat pose. So for this, again, it might be feeling quite tight in your hips. So feel free to use a couple of blocks for you to sit on, a couple of cushions, just to give the hips a little bit more height. Lift it through the heart, find that nice long spine. You can keep the hands down here. Or maybe you bring the palms, the hands together in front of the heart. And maybe you close the eyes for a moment, finding a brief moment of stillness here. We're not staying here for too long, but just notice how the body feels now. Notice how we feel after that lovely flowing movement. Maybe we can breathe a little bit deeper, or maybe we want to continue to move. Maybe you want to go back and do it all over again and relive it. Lovely, well done. Have one more inhale. And exhale. And then gently release the hands down towards the mat. Use your hands to help you, just to guide the sit bones all the way down. Bring the knees to point up towards the ceiling, and then separate the knees out towards the side, taking a little butterfly. So rather than having the heels quite close towards you, you're actually going to send the heels quite far away from you. So you've got this nice wide diamond shape with the legs. Again, if you feel like you need a bit more support, feel free to sit up on a couple of blocks or on a cushion, just to give you that little bit more height here. Have an inhale. Find that nice tall spine. And then as you exhale, you're just going to start to melt the heart forwards. Allow the hands to kind of fall wherever they fall. So they might take hold of the feet. Maybe they are resting on your shins. Maybe they are in front of the legs, reaching forwards. Just deciding whatever feels natural to you. And then allow yourselves to have a slightly rounded spine here. Beautiful. So you can release through the back of the neck. It might also be quite nice to perhaps use a block, or again a cushion, whatever you have to hand, just to use it as a little prop for the forehead to rest on, so we can allow ourselves to really rest here. And it's in this place we're going to spend a few moments sending the breath throughout the entirety of your being. Beautiful. Well done. And just take a few moments here to allow everything to settle. This is the first time we've really been still throughout our practice, so maybe there's a few echoes of movement, maybe there's a few wiggles here and there, a little shimmy, a little shake. And then ever so slowly, maybe that affirmation starts to filter back in. Maybe it was always there, maybe you never forgot it, maybe you clung on to it throughout your practice. Take the time to remind yourselves of it now. I am. I am. I am. Repeat it as many times as you need until you feel it, you believe it throughout your entire soul, throughout your entire being. Until you really know it. And then perhaps notice how you are feeling now, how you really feel. Again, being true to yourself, honouring those feelings. And remember, there's no judgment here. We're not trying to change anything, allowing everything to be as it is, and knowing that everything at this moment is as it should be. There's no need to change anything at all. This is the way it was meant to be. And just holding here. Gently breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Notice the rib cage expanding. And again, I am. I am. I am. Taking one more final big breath here. Exhale. Beautiful. Ever so gently use your hands to help you remove whatever it was supporting your forehead there. Gently roll back up through the spine. Take your time here. Try not to move the body too abruptly. And then perhaps you use the hands to help bring the knees towards a close. And we're gently going to bring ourselves all the way down towards our mat here. So again, take your time as you go. Use your hands to help support the body down. Lovely. And as you arrive with the spine onto your mat, maybe just take a moment to kind of lengthen the tailbone. So maybe press down through the feet, lift the tailbone away from the mat, tuck the tailbone under, send it towards your heels. And then roll back down through the spine so you can really feel the lower spine connect to your mat here. And you might have a little bit of movement, maybe you have a little sway of the knees from side to side, maybe you take a little spinal twist perhaps. Beautiful, so your choice. Allowing everything to calm back down, moving ever so softly after moving quite a bit in our practice today. Beautiful, so maybe you pause at one moment, sending the knees over towards the left, opening the arms out to a cactus or a T-shape, enjoying that nice little spinal twist. Maybe even send the gaze to look in the opposite directions of your knees. Beautiful. Inhale as you come up through center. Exhale, send the knees over towards the right. And maybe you send the gaze towards the left. And just holding here, staying with your breath. Beautiful. Inhale again, come up through center. One final moment just to draw the knees in towards the chest, curl yourselves up into a little ball. Bring the entirety of your spine down towards the mat, and maybe you give the spine a little massage just by having a little sway from side to side, keeping the back of the head supported, the shoulder blades grounded down into your mat. And then taking your time here as you start to let go and arrive into your Shavasana. And if there's any final few things you need to do, final few stretches you wish to take before you come into your Shavasana, feel free to take them now. Or perhaps you figure out where you want to be. Maybe you keep the knees bent to keep that lower spine connection to your mat. Or maybe you send the legs out long. And just allow yourselves to arrive at this place of calm and quiet. Let the hands rest down beside you, backs of the hands on the ground, fingertips naturally curling in. And exactly like we did at the beginning, maybe the eyes are still open for a few moments, maybe they're slowly drifting to a close. But in your own time, taking as long as it needs to bring the eyes to a close and close off the outside world. Once again, notice how you feel. Let the breath gradually return back to a gentle and steady pace. Notice that gentle movement of your breath, the movement of the rib cage, the movement of the lungs as they inflate. Noticing that even when we are still, there's that little bit of movement naturally happening in the body. And that movement is ongoing. We can tap into it whenever we need it. We can tap into that small dance. Let the body gradually become heavier and heavier here. There's no need to grip or hold on to anything. Allow yourselves to completely let go, and I know that can sometimes seem like a daunting task. And maybe we remind ourselves, I am safe. I am okay. I am. And then when you're ready, take a nice big inhale in through the nose, filling up the lungs entirely. Exhale, release with a sigh. And again, inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Ever so slowly and gently. Start to welcome a little bit more movement back into the body. Wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes. rotating the wrists and into the ankles. Maybe you gently turn the head from side to side. And when you're ready, maybe taking that nice big energizing stretch, stretching the fingertips behind you, the toes out front, finding that lovely length throughout the body, waking ourselves back up. And exhale, gently release. Beautiful. So as always, taking your time here. If you wish to stay here for a few more moments, absolutely feel free to do so. But if you're ready to go, maybe ever so gently choosing a side, rolling all the way over, and being sure not to move ourselves too quickly, keeping the eyes closed if possible. Beautiful. Use your arms to help you gently push yourselves up to a comfortable seated position. And maybe have a little wiggle as you arrive, nestling those sit bones down and towards the mat. Palms of the hands arrive on the knees. Soften those shoulders down and away from these ears, and closing the eyes as we close off the practice, as always, with the blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. And with that, we bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart and we bow. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you practiced with me on International Yoga Day, I hope you enjoyed celebrating it with me. And if you're practicing with me on any other day, I hope you enjoyed it just as much. Okay. And if it was a new practice for you, let me know how it was. Let me know if you enjoyed the creativity of it, or if you enjoyed the flow. And also maybe even share what your affirmation was. Maybe share what it was you were telling yourself to remind yourself, to give you that strength, give you that focus. Feel free to pop it in the comment section. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. So hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I'll be back next Sunday with another free flow for you to enjoy. All right, I will see you then very soon. Bye. Mwah.